Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LPL Valorant Amateur. I'm Digitalcasts tonight, and of course, with me, a very special guest, Slugzie. How you doing?
Hello, I am good. Very nervous to be on here, but thank you for having me back, Ditch.
Perfect. And now it's your second time, and as funny as it is, you're casting the exact same team, well, sort of, similar players. Well, tonight's teams, at least, I'll tell you right now, in case you guys haven't seen the holding screen, it's Gang 2.0 versus BITEKI. I'm assuming that that's how it's pronounced, so if I'm wrong in the chat, tell me how it actually is pronounced, okay? And it's amateur, so it's the best of one, and it will be on Haven. Starting off, it will be Gang on the attack side and BITEKI on defense. Now, Slugzie, before we start off, are there any thoughts about these two teams from you?
These two teams?
Any names look familiar or anything else? Strong players?
I don't think I know anyone. I know Jason, I think. I trialed him one time for a plant team that I managed at some point a little while ago.
Wow.
Other than that, no, I don't think, not really. Fat Sea Slug kind of has a sick name. Maybe the last 4 letters of it, but otherwise.
Last 4 letters of it, fantastic. What is it about, you know, Slug that really intrigues you so much as we start the game to get into Agent Pixel?
Actually, I took that name from Metal Slug Solid. Is that the game name? I don't actually know. It might be.
Okay, Metal Slug.
It's Metal Slug. Not Metal Gear Solid. I'm dumb.
Metal Slug Solid. I was like, I'm very disappointed in you. Metal Gear Solid, legendary franchise. Metal Gear, also very good. Okay, you know what? Let's focus on the on what's on the screen right now. Okay, Agent Pick Select on Haven. Expect to see Jets, Sovas, a Smoker. I don't know. I think Astra is a really good choice. As you can see, Crash already insta-locking that in. But at the same time, a lot of teams nowadays, they do play Omen as the flexibility of his paranoia and his repositioning across such a big map at points. It does come in pretty clutch.
Oh yeah, 100%. Omen's always been a sort of very strong character. Like he's always been, when the game first started, he was sort of like a, you know, like a pocket pick. Like you had to have an Omen on your team.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always been pretty solid overall, so.
Now, one other thing, if you could just talk a little bit closer to your microphone, let's get that ASMR mood going on for this.
Put this mic in my mouth, Digitalcasts. Is
this
better for you?
I think it's better for me, but it's not about me, it's about the audience, how they enjoy it. Well, okay, as you said earlier, right, a pocket pick and basically a standard go-to smoker that works, you know, across every single map usually. But other agents, I like the Sky pick on both teams as well, so I'm expecting a lot of flashes, a lot of team flashes potentially, because this is amateur, LPL amateur, and teams that use, you know, this part of the league to, you know, refine themselves before they actually get better at what they do.
100%. I'm really excited to see this Astra gameplay though, because I haven't seen too much Astra as of recent. I'd really like to see how Crash, I think, is the IGL for Team Gang 2.0.
Oh yeah.
It'd be really exciting to see what he comes up with, if there's any cool plays that we might see.
Well, I certainly hope we do see some cool plays, and, well, guys, since Crash obviously is playing, it'll be me on the observing, so deal with it, and I'll try to guide you guys through this mess. Of course, Slugzie, it'll be you to hype us up, and I will provide the insights, hopefully, if I'm good enough to. Well, at least coming to this round early on, you know, it's good to see that at least on both teams they also have a Cypher pick, and as a Sentinel, I probably think he's the best at least on Haven, because such a big map, having the camera to get intel on these long angles, and of course the Cypher traps, quintessential to prevent flanks, and maybe even more. Although, what is Pure actually aiming at? That's the question. Oh, that's sneaky. That's sneaky. But everybody, here's a problem because Black Boy's pushing down, trying to get more, and they back off. They back off just like that. You're joking.
Interesting crosshair from Pure here. He goes for the fight, gets the headshot. Let's go.
Well, A side has been taken actually by Gang 2.0 real fast. The spike getting ferried over very slowly. Two defenders down, but still 3 standing, and they can yet do some damage.
BTK already has 2 members down here. OJ gets a headshot. Let's go, Munzi. There's a little bit of chaos there that happened just all at once, but it was very interesting to see that everyone on Gang just went onto the A site essentially with no troubles at all. It seemed like they kind of just cruise on site with no fight whatsoever, no competition.
Yeah, not much opposition,
pretty free round,
to say the least. So pistol round, you know, going over to obviously Gang really easily. Granted, I don't think there was much defense over towards A, although now things are changed up a little bit more. Fat C Slug, your best mate there. Oh, gets blinded right off the bat. But look at this, Gang, they're just holding steady, expecting maybe aggression to come through first.
I think if Fat Sea Slug loses game, I think he might have to change his name. I think I'm just gonna throw that out there. That will be the deal.
That's BM. Now that's BM. Do you even play the game? If you don't play, I think the slot's free, you know, just for Fat Sea Slug. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, as I do think the execute's coming out for Gang right now. OJ rushes on first and just gets shut down right off the bat. Nice over arrow, and BTK, they're getting kills across the board. Mundy does strike back and dives to safety, just like that. The defense is riddling thin, but TNF, great job with the classic, takes down 3 players by himself. Fat Sea Slug, 1v2, he can do it.
Spike planted.
He knows where Mundy is. He's dinked wee woo. He is able to do this. He peeks.
Oh no!
Really impressive timing. This is a nice try by Fat Sea Slug.
Yeah, it was. Almost had it, but unfortunately, I think TNF, you know, the heavy lifting early on the defense, he was by himself for most of that fight as well. It didn't really amount to much. I mean, he got a few kills, took a few SMGs, etc., guns off of the hands of Gang. So coming to this bonus round, Gang, they are going to struggle a little bit. I mean, Mundy's on the Sheriff, but it's only 2 players with Spectres versus a full buy right now for BTK. Good. Well, this should be the round that they win, to say the very least. A defense looking decently strong here. 2 players, more than in the past at least, but the same story. They get flashed early on.
BTK holding steady. They are looking to rotate quickly here. As Gang tries to push up long. TNF takes 2.
BTK as well. Now Pure. 1v5. What do you think his chances are?
I reckon it's winnable.
Winnable? Sure. With 5 armor. Oh, they know what he is. And he gets paranoid! Okay. Well, I think we may have jinxed it. Winnable to dead. Flawless round, by the way.
Yeah, so they did get a pretty good read there. The Fat Sea Slug and TNF had a really good hold on that site.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping most of those players stuck in long, while everyone from C and B side came and rotated over pretty quickly. That was a really good hold by them.
You can't ask for anything else because they did their job, and TNF has the ultimate online. Granted, from the shadows, one of the lesser useful ultimates to say the least in the game. And Jason, I think he was trying to go for the ult orb early on, but obviously gets denied briefly. One off of the Seekers, which could be beneficial at least on the defense across on a big map when the attackers are trying to go for a crazy play. Early engagement there, Crash. He just managed to do a little bit of damage, but with some intel, he will back off.
Pure, it has made it up mid here.
God, that's disgusting.
BTK is looking to stack in Garage at the moment because they've got that Cypher camera on C side. Just playing very passively, not trying to disrespect or overestimate, underestimate anything.
Disrespect maybe coming in soon. Mundy leads the charge, spots out just barely the undercut of Kinga. And look at that, they're baiting out Util. This is good. It's a good start coming out from Gang, to say the very least. But I do think B side is the site to finally hit, as Mundy leads the charge, already dashes onto the site, but he gets blinded to death. Crash is there to join him, and the spike will go down now.
30 seconds left.
All members are still alive in both teams, which is really interesting taking this B side now. Crash does go down to Fat Sea Slug. BTK has 3 members in sight. Mundy takes 1. Jason goes down through the smoke. Gang is safe for now. Some shots firing through the smoke. They have to push this. Money ceiling. Looking to take that kill. Trades Patsy Slug.
Kingla, he has to run out of time, and BTK, oh, that's just unfortunate. I think they actually managed to put up a decent fight initially, but towards the end, they just couldn't quite commit and, you know, get those kills flowing their way. And, well, nicely done round by Gang, to say the very least, baiting out util early on, leaving less defensive options for BTK to play off of. Especially, I think it was the recon arrow on Kingla that was baited out over towards Garage really early on, so they couldn't use that for a potential retake, shooting it out mid. But it did recharge, just it was maybe about halfway, a third of the spike timer gone. So they can afford this round, still buy versus buy, but Gang, that's the third round, and they are leading again, obviously.
It was a pretty amazing hold that last round from Gang, having been able to plant the spike down on B side with all members in the game still alive and actually managing to hold that with everyone out mid. So that was actually pretty impressive, pretty awesome to see. Monday
they almost got there.
Oh. We'll see if we can get his pick on TNF.
TNF saw him though. That's a slight issue. But the better thing is,
he used his paranoia though,
exactly.
So that kind of leaves him with a little bit less opportunity to hold this side. Monday does back off from it though.
You know, this guy eats about 7,000 calories a day if he wants to gain weight.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's
crazy.
insane.
I heard he's a big Avengers fan as well. Looks up to Thanos a lot.
That's a bit weird.
Interesting man's name. Crash here setting up the smokes for the team.
Oh, that's a rough corner to check though.
30 seconds left.
He may not see it. See out the corner of his eye, he doesn't see anything indeed. And he gets caught out, but Jason is in a whole lot of trouble here. Deploys his Seekers, but there's enemies all around him. He has to go for some shots here. Misses it all, and Black Boy still trying to watch a potential short push, but little does he know. Well, he should know now at least that the site has been overtaken. Mundy dives right in and shish kebabs Black Boy. 2 defenders left, and they are managing to make things a little bit even.
Last player standing.
I take it back. Just like that.
That was an interesting round.
Postman
I
hold really
had my
flawless.
money on BTK that round after getting that pick on Crash. They were 1 man down already. Black Boy did still have that control in short, but it seemed they just had to go down to Monday's jet knives and we were on site.
Yeah, unfortunately, in a situation like that, I really think Black Boy, he had to land that kill onto Mundy, which isn't the easiest thing to do, especially when the jet's, you know, mid-air, hovering with the blades out. Very scary. Oh god, very scary prospect. Goodness, a little bit of
You alright?
dinner gas. Oh. Well, Kingla is by
And
himself
hitting
on the A side.
one more time, this time going a bit quicker than usual. Pure watching the flank though.
Oh, nice.
He may be able to trade one here. He gets one.
And he's done.
Spike planted.
3 members left from BTK. Can they manage to turn the tides here?
Damn,
Crash
I don't know.
for the dirty shot. It's all up to Fatsy Slug.
Oh, I'm sure he's dirty in other ways too, but that's C Slug. Oh, it just swings and look at that. Wee woo. What a nerd. Hard holding the angle, gets that instant headshot. All right, now, Gang, they're starting to build up a little bit of momentum, and they're clambering ahead. They're up by 4 rounds. BTK in that previous, granted they were on the eco, and there's very little they could do. Kingla, I think the recon arrow or some util just alerted him to a very fast push initially, so he had to fall back, and ultimately that investment, the Marshall, couldn't really get much damage done with it. Not much impact, and now as you can see, economy, like I mentioned earlier, it's looking pretty good, and goodness, it's a buy round now for BTK. They need to pull something back together, especially considering the 3 ultimates they have online. Black Boy has the operator and the blades. This is his moment to shine.
BTK is looking to rotate to A side already, having seen those Astra stars possibly down long. But I think Gang has figured out so that they cannot keep going A. They will get that read on them eventually.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, Fat C Slug got timing there. Was a very unfortunate peek by him. You are looking up A short while his team is ready to hit C site.
Timing as well.
They do notice the Astra util coming down though, so they do look to rotate pretty quickly.
No, hang on now, gang. They showed aggression over towards C and used some util, but overall, Pure, since he's walked onto the A site essentially for free, cleared most angles, the entire team of gang, they're doubling back. And look at this, BTK, they have no idea. Only now they realize they've been had. But however, there may be lurks about. Finally, they're on the A site, and Jason, gets tagged down to 54. That shock dart may have just ended him. Spike is down, 4v5, post-plant retake. Jason has to be very careful here.
Pure gets one.
And
TNF did use that paranoia, but there unfortunately was not any follow-up to it. Now they're just getting mowed down with util from OJ. How are they going to take this site? Crash is on B site, taking one. Gets another. There's one member left on 14 HP. Does Crash get this final kill? That was absolutely incredible from gang.
Losing only one player, guaranteeing the first half at the very least. Well done, and it's just unfortunate. From what I'm seeing right now, it just seems that BTK, they are a little bit disconnected and, dare I say, hesitant on the retakes there. Because Black Boy, he had the blades available, and obviously he was holding the operator. So worst case, if he truly wanted to invest into that retake, he would have to play off of Jason's flash and then just dash onto the side as the Spacemaker Jet as well. But instead, deciding to save the operator, it didn't go too well because Crash already on the flank. He played the long con, and goodness gracious, it paid off. But this round though, Black Boy spot the blades, trying to go for a more aggressive play, and Monday, a little bit of a jet difference there with only a Vandal of all guns.
Still gang, after taking that pick, they still try to play it calm and collected, trying not to rush into anything. Mundy does go down to Kingla though. Weewoo does manage to trade him out. Jason unfortunately does not connect with that shot. Yeah, we have no idea. BTK has no idea that gang again is hitting A sites.
I think they know. I think they have a pretty good idea.
Now they've got a good idea. As soon as that tripwire got activated there, then they started running to A site. But there was no way they could have hit all of those members running to A site from back C-Link.
You've activated my almonds. Oh dear. Yeah, not much intel that Fat C-Slug could have gathered. Although that's a great job by TNF. Can he get a second? He's on 21. And look at this, they're already fast on the hunt. TNF, oh yeah. That was a death sentence already waiting for him around the corner.
Gang is a very scary team because as we saw 2 rounds ago, they traded one member of their team to take the whole site and secure it, while taking down every single player of the enemy team as well. But here they feed off of that teamwork, their cooperation. They just know they're there for each other to trade, and they just seem like such a deadly force with the way that they play the game. Just really calm and collected, not overthinking anything, not doubting their capabilities, their trust in their teammates, which is crazy to see.
Oh, TNF. He's confused. He just has to run for dear life. He will make it through. And look, Hunter's Fury from Kingla trying to do some damage. Does take up Weewoo. Maybe can confirm the kill, but Mundy's already fast on the hunt. Oh!
Fortunately, does not get anything there. 2 members left on gang, 3 on BTK. Can they take this round?
I mean, the odds are kind of stacked against them, but I wouldn't put it past these players. Weewoo, nice swing, equalizes it, and he does go down. OJ Simpson by himself.
Gets one. 1v1 time's running out. Can Kingla do this?
Oh.
OJ just with the quicker reflexes there. Very well done.
Yeah, in a situation like that, BTK, they had to really go fast and just swing him because the spike, being down for quite a bit as well. OJ just playing the objective very nicely, dancing around the sites, wasting a lot of time, and then Kingla still trying to play the jiggle game with him. Ultimately, it just didn't pay off. And would you look at that? They're
was a
8 to
little bit
1.
closer that time.
Yeah, for sure. Especially Monday when he pushed deep for the hunt onto Kingla. I expected him to get the kill because Kingla he was just out of blind as well. But Kingla still managed to cap Monday, so I suppose greed begets punishment. This time though, Black Boy very aggressive push, and Monday once again 2 rounds back to back, he gets taken down.
OJ creeping through long here. Both teams still playing it pretty slow. BTK just really unsure what's going to happen next given the state of the rounds previously. Pure with his god crosshair. Multiple crosshairs it looks like actually. Maybe it helps.
I'm amazed he can hit shots with it, I'll be honest.
You can't go wrong with 4 crosshairs. Why do we only need 1?
You can or can't. Which one am I meant to be staring at? Which one am I meant to be aiming with? Ridiculous.
And one of them, mate. One of them will connect eventually.
Oh yeah, just
has
spray pattern.
Thrown out into mid, but unfortunately does not catch any of the 3 players in there. Wee takes advantage of that, pushes into garage.
No,
he does get followed up with a silver dart.
30 seconds left.
Nicely done.
With a critical kill there. T enough, killing OJ, Crash getting traded out. Pure all by himself.
Hey look, Mr. Mega Crosshair, can he do it? That's such a good bait by Kingla as well, just touching the cyber cage. And Pure starts to spray off early and manages to put a few bullets between Kingla's legs. Man, I guess that Crosshair is good for maybe finding a target, but recoil control? Absolutely not.
That was really good round by Kingla there. It was very critical for him to get at least 1 person in garage there, and he managed to with a very smart dart. I thought that they would have gone through to garage up onto Seaside at least with that dart missing all 3 players in mid, but it was very well done.
Get out of my way.
Superb, nothing to be said. Blades popped by Monday. Let's see if 3rd time's the charm as he pushes aggressively. Let's hope he doesn't get capped. Oh, and I jinxed it. Jason puts him 6 feet under just like that.
And collected still from gang here.
Damn, that thing's good for popping util.
Goes down to Kingla, the god of garage.
Now, if I didn't know better, it seems that actually BTK, they're starting to adapt to how Gang are playing, and they're just holding their angles, holding very steady, waiting for Gang obviously to make the first move, and then they just punish, because it seems Gang they are playing well with confidence, which is good, but overconfidence, I think so.
Really interesting to see the shot calls here by Crash. They did manage to sneak up onto mid. 3 players there in BTK, but now they've decided to rotate back to A. They have to commit to this site, and it looks like they're going to. Fat C Slug doesn't manage to connect. Still 1 member on the site. Goes down, Jason.
Oh my
Crash
God,
just
on the roll.
collecting kills. Kingla is on site though.
Nice.
Yeah, OJ. Crash all by himself now. 2v1.
9 bullets. 9 bullets. It's going to be rough. They don't know he's on site with them. This could be huge. Oh,
that's 1.
Such a classic.
He's still very healthy though.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting that, I'll be honest. Kingla knew exactly where he is, and I guess maybe the rifle threw him off guard for a second, but overall, it wasn't enough.
Really nice try though.
Oh, yeah.
For them to manage to get onto site, that was pretty good, but Kingla has been alive for most of these past few rounds. As I said, he's a garage god. He's collected a lot of kills in garage so far.
Yeah.
And I do second your point about BTK finally starting to understand their playstyle. They cannot underestimate any of the util that is being dropped by Crash, or the playstyle that, you know, the gang will come into in each round.
Oh, look at this stacked over C as well. Like, this is a god read if it is one, because Gang right now, they are in a ton of trouble. Although, the Jellyfish manages to find where Black Boy is, and after the recon arrow, Black Boy picks off Mundy. Oh no, Gang, one of their entry players has fallen. A crash! He couldn't quite land the shot, and the fat Slug will punish. I keep saying Slug, god, why are words so hard? And now BTK, 5 players standing, they're rotating over to A. That's exactly where Gang are trying to head towards. Although we were looking to do some damage, and he just misses Kingla. Great.
That would have been a god's ult if he had managed to tag Kingla with that. But that was a really good read. I would love to know who their IGL is. Kingla with the Hunter's Fury coming out. Jason managed to get on site. Tags 1.
Pure. That crosshair
Very
sucks.
clean round.
He's not hitting anything with it. God. At least on the Phantom. I don't know, man.
That was a flawless round from BTK.
It was indeed, and towards the very end, better late than never, they started to really adapt and, you know, figure out how to play against Gang. But now they are still down by 4 rounds, so it's reasonably crucial that they win this pistol to make it a 6-8 guaranteed, potentially. But nonetheless, they still have to win against the bye round afterwards, so they are still on the back foot. On the attack side, though, the more favored side of Haven, so they may yet still be in this game.
That was a really good read. I don't think Gang expected that stack onto C site when they were about to rush it, so that was a really good read by whoever called that on BTK.
Barack Obama. I said that. I don't know. Maybe listen.
Yep. Very interested to see how each of these teams go on to take attack now.
Good gravity well by Crash, but unfortunately, Black Boy has no respect for it. Just dashes right through, and B-side's been taken just like that. It's going to be a 5v5 post-plant situation, so you got to take over. I got to focus on observing now. This is going to get chaotic.
You know, isn't Garage? He goes down to Kingla, Garage God, as I said. There are 3 members from Gang stacked on A-Link, looking to take and wallbang Black Boy. Jason hitting a nasty shot on Mundy. They do have the smoke down though. They have to push this.
Oh my god, C-Slug, what are you doing? What are you doing?
OJ,
Still managed to put bullets into the ribs of OJ, and now it's all down to Crash by himself, 1v4, and time is running thin. Jason cleans up with a nice triple. Woo! That's unfortunate. The pistol round, losing only 1 player. And there you go, BTK. This is their steady, maybe, roads coming back.
I don't know what just happened.
Chitty bang bang shoot. BTK, they losing only 1 player. They got the pistol round. That's pretty much it.
That was interesting to see. I don't know how the 3 players on A-Link could die there after getting that kill.
Well, granted, my observing isn't the best. It's been some time. I've been spoiled. But we take those because, you know, my real skill comes in speechcraft, not finger pressing.
Oh, of course. Not too sure what Gang's plan was here. They do have 4 players on B side at the moment, looking to
Conga line.
Everyone on A side.
Look, even, you know, though they are on eco with like really bad pistols, they are at least all together, so they can do some damage and take a few players off of the side of oh my god, I take that back as action's coming right now. Black Boy, he just mows them down. Jason as well chimes in. It's a meat grinder. There's only 1 player left. Under hell, Mundy snipes Black Boy out. He gets a double. I take that back. So good damage indeed. 3 players gone. 3 SMGs off of the hands of BCK. They had the spike plant down, and Gang coming to this round, they should be happy. That's a lot of damage, and now they are able to full buy.
That was really good round for Black Boy, definitely. They all just sort of came flying out like little fish, and he just managed to catch them all up.
Little fish? What kind of fish flies? What do you mean?
Oh, like grizzly bear, you know, like salmon, like, you know, big ass salmon.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Alaskan salmon in the they swim or they jump upstream into the jaws of bears, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Gang did, unfortunately.
Monday just not having a good time.
Here. BTK collected down mid. Will Crash stop them from taking Garage? Or will they just back off? We'll see.
Will Crash stop them from taking Garage? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Alright, and the stream will never find out. It's not happening.
It's like that.
He does back off though.
Got your trail.
Yeah, he does back off to help his teammate on site, so they should still have C-site held down decently. Pure has goes for reload. He's getting shot through the smoke like that. It's all down to Crash now.
Crash doesn't notice Black Boy behind him and gets taken down.
One enemy remaining. Spike
Kingla,
C.
Garage God, can he get anyone from this angle here?
The Aldrin's going nowhere. Kingla, this is free.
Enemy remaining.
Oh my God.
Takes one. Monday, unfortunately, gets a 3k that round.
Unfortunately, well, fortunate for Gang, but unfortunately, indeed,
Man,
they lost
I'm a big
3
Kingla
rifles.
fan. He's a Garage God, okay? Like I'm a big Kingla fan.
Why do you like the Garage so much?
I don't know, cause he just had Garage on lockdown for quite a while.
That's fair.
He's gotten a lot of kills over there.
That's fair.
So he's won my heart over. Big fan.
Yeah, but obviously he's going to need a little bit more where that came from because they have a full buy this round, still down by 3 compared to Gang. But look at Gang's buy; it's pretty scrappy. They need to be looking for some big damage here, otherwise this round it's not going to go their way.
They do have a lot of util. Gang does have a lot of util dumped on C site, playing Astra and Cypher on the same site.
Yeah, well, guess
Looking to
where
push them
BTK are
on.
going. Smokes are out.
Smokes are down on A site. Have not hit the site yet though, so Pure is sort of just chilling.
Right here.
We was surely making calls now. Flashes are being invested into the plant. The spike does manage to go down.
Oh, he's struggling. He's struggling, mate. Although Mundy may be the space maker and the game changer for his team, he has the blades and he doesn't want to waste that at all. Although he does get pinged and he has to dash to safety because those surfaces are wall bangable. Seekers
Pure is on the
deployed
flank
flashes
though,
through.
making his way through, I mean. Pure gets one, there's another one short. Can he get the last player down short? Mundy just mowing through them. Fat C Slug, not knowing who to aim. Jason Mundy now. He does still have so much utility. That was really well done. Jason invests his ult and the flash to clutch. That was hectic.
Yeah, that was. And Sea Slug, like you said, he was struggling there inside those smokes, but he did come out on top. And Pure, on the flip side, also had no idea where Sea Slug was. And, you know, surprisingly enough, he couldn't quite track him down through the smoke. And there you go, Jason clutching it out. It was an expensive round, granted, so this does put the economy of BTK in a rather poor position. They have 3 guns, at least 4 potentially coming into this round, and Black Boy has the blades. So I take it back, they are actually okay. But on the flip side though, it's Gang. This is a hard eco for them. They are starting to bleed, and this is when they should be getting concerned, because BTK only 2 rounds behind them, and this could be an equal game just before you know it.
They did manage to bring it back from attacker side. Pure lurking again, but TNF has figured out his patterns already and will punish him for that.
Download complete. But this is great. Oh, they know. Does he know?
Pure takes one, gets out traded now. Pure looking to lick again. Hopefully Gang can buy some time for the Cypher lick again, but they do have Jason mid, goes down to Crash.
The bleeding players. Oh, fantastic shot by OJ. Brilliant flash as well. They know exactly where Sea Slug is. 9 bullets, 12 HP. That's the real problem here. He has a spike in his hands at least, but this looks to be a farm round coming out for Gang. They can just get free guns off of the dead hands of BTK. And Mundy, he should be able to shoot Sea Slug in the back here. The timing
boxing
though.
Sea Slug in here. Ooh. OJ does go down. Well done. That was We have to remember that there was an eco round by Gang, and with 3 members still alive, all getting a gun coming into this next round, that was a huge round for them.
And just like that, they've turned the tables off of one round, one very well played eco, and one, I would say, slower played round by BTK. And now look, it's BTK on a very stiff eco. Classics, maybe only one sheriff on C-Slug. Blackboy has the blades, expect him to pop it this round along with that armor. But overall, man, this ain't, look, it's not good because Gang, double digits already. 3 more and they're taking the game home. But BTK on the eco looking to go really hard and aggressive all the way onto A.
Gang does seem to pick up on the push though not being too cautious. Jason does go down, meaning they won't have that util to hit that site anymore. So they back off. Crash does know that though. Looks like he's got a pretty good read of what's going on. We were investing that dart to see where everyone's going.
3 people.
3 players.
That ain't good.
Blackboy takes down Mundy.
Oh, the slingshot, someone he has to shoot it!
There is no one to trade in for that though. Pure dodges the knives.
One enemy remaining.
Nicely done.
Crazy shot.
The craziest
Gang
thing
now
was,
has full control.
one of those blades at that distance right click hit Pure in the head and didn't kill him. That's just sad.
I think the closer you are, the bigger the distances between them. Like, because Jet kind of throws them like left and right.
Oh,
You know
you're
what I mean?
right.
Yeah,
And,
so, like,
and there's
in
a
the middle?
points. Yeah.
I've seen like a few VODs like played back by them, so his head would have been like directly in the middle of that. It might not even tag them, so really unfortunate for Blackboy though.
That is disgusting. Just give us a damn hit scan ultimate, man. Don't incorporate these hardcore physics and measurements into it. God, I just want to kill.
Just click, shoot head.
Well, if you break it down to caveman terms, yeah, that is what you have to do. Pure has the operator busted out, which is reminiscent of his old days when he used to play a duelist. Now, they are hearing a lot of util over towards C here, and I do think Gang is expecting a C hit to come through.
I'd like to see how Pure plays this out now, given that he has pushed down C, looking to lurk every time, but now he's got an operator. Is he looking to stay on the site and secure it for his team?
Well, lurks don't work out, so might as well be an anchor and do what Cypher does best. Stay alive. Use your util, man. But BTK, look at that. Cutting noise. This is big brain because rotations are going backwards over towards A from Gang. And they have no intel. Okay, no, I take it back. Mundy does spot out the leg of Blackboy. Someone might be coming back.
Very patiently, though. His Crash is making his way down so long.
Oh no! The timing!
Managed to catch Kinga with his dart out. That's really unfortunate timing. OJ patiently waiting in A-Link here.
30 seconds left.
Oh.
Goes down to Blackboy. They do have control of the site now with Mundy slowly creeping up.
Spike to go down, and the retake is coming soon as Mundy swings, but he gets punished. There's the Cosmic Divide, and now a player down for a Gang. I mean, it's a very retakeable round. It's doable. Nice shock dart by Jason. He stays alive. A secondary may kill him. Nice find. Jason with the pop flash through, and he's rushing right onto the site. They don't know what's going on. They kill a player, but Crash, he manages to clutch it out. Quad kill for the man himself off of the ultimate and confirms the defuse. That was so chaotic, and you would think off of that single flash, BTK, they have won the round, but that's not what happened.
Match point.
I don't know how Crash got those kills. I don't know how Jason didn't die to either of those shock darts, but it worked out for Gang. Worked out in Gang's favor.
It did. And now they're on match point. Have rifles across all players. Pure back on the operator. And BTK. Oh, now that's a scrappy buy. 2 rifles, 2 Spectres, and an Ares pulled out by Kingler. Man, he's not on defense anymore. So towards Garage, it's going to be rough.
BTK does have 4 ults here that they can use.
Oh,
But
no.
Crash has made his way down C-Long, with Weevu following right behind him.
Oh, there's a Cypher trap to stop him, so he's probably going to play behind it and be a little goblin. Well, actually, how many goblins are, like, 6'2". I don't know.
Good question. Goblins are usually pretty short. Hey.
Yeah, goblins are usually like your height, right?
Okay, dude. Okay. Alright. Kinglove uses Hunter's Fear trying to clear garage there, but doesn't manage to actually tag anyone. Crash still patiently awaiting their return to C Long, which Kinglove might go down to if Crash
checks it.
He did hesitate there a little bit. He did not expect Crash to be down there.
But
Looking
the
to
rifle
take
obviously had the advantage.
Yeah. It looked like he double took a little bit, but
look at this goblin. He's ready for more kills because at this point, 25 seconds, they can't really rotate it anymore. And BTK, they have to commit to C. Look at where all the players are as well. This is going to be so rough. Time is running thin. Here comes the push initially. Weewee's holding one angle, Crash the other. C Slug loses the engagement, and Crash, he's just waiting around. Gets the 2K to finish it off. Oh, lovely dovely. 13-7. What more can we say?
very well done.
Oh, yeah.
It was a very calm and collected round from Gang there at the end.
Zero stress. Just be patient and it works out.
100%. OJ was just pumping them with util at the end there. They could not move from garage until time was finally ticking down. And they had to do that commitment, but unfortunately did not happen. Unlucky BTK.
Yeah, that's what it is. But granted, you know, I think they actually had a pretty decent fight in them, going 13-7, especially a few rounds there. We actually saw moments of brilliance, but then it was just towards, I don't know, the very end, they weren't showing enough map presence, I would say, and that's what allowed, you know, Gang to be playing so far deep and just being patient. They managed to catch out players because BTK, even though they were also trying to bait out util on the attack side and play slow, they also weren't, you know, taking aggressive map control or playing fast enough to ascertain intel and maybe bait out util from the defense, and that's how things go down.
They did seem to have a little bit of a solid comeback. I was really rooting for them, but I think on the first half, I think they realized a little too late and figured out a little too late Gang's playstyle, which unfortunately costed them a lot of rounds during that first half. But they did put up a pretty good fight. That was very fun to watch.
Yep, and now in standard fashion, of course, it's always a interview to come through, of course, with the winning team, and hopefully we do get the captain to come in, unless, of course, just if we can maybe get him moved into the channel, that'll work as well.
Perhaps.
Well, hello, Crash, captain of Gang 2.0. Now, that was a pretty convincing 13-7, and I remember talking to you prior, you predicted it to be a 13-6, and granted, it actually did go that far. I think midway through the game, you guys struggled a little bit. What do you think went wrong? Was BTK just adapting to your playstyle, and you guys were getting overly aggressive?
You're talking mid-game of, like, the late T-half, or?
The late defensive half, I think. They started to pick up rounds.
Look, I'll be honest. That game was kind of a blur. I don't remember much. You know, I was just playing really. But I think for us, I think what was really good is just we were all kind of like calling stuff. So I think as soon as we kind of just all decided, all right, look, we need to just call stuff for each other. I think it started clicking a bit better for us because we did drop a couple of rounds. I mean, I think the scoring in the end was fine, but it could have definitely been a little bit wider if we were just playing better. Like a couple of the guys, like as soon as the game finished. Two of the guys were just like, oh, I played really bad or something. I just told them like it's fine, we won, you know. So like some of the guys didn't think they were playing as good as they could. So a couple of conditions not going our way, but I still think it's somewhat convincing that win. But yeah, it's really just they decided to wake up a bit more, and we just decided to close it out from there instead of, I guess, messing around.
Fair, man. Understandable, but granted, towards the very end, you guys started to play really patient, using your brains and just, I would say, waiting for the enemy team to walk into your crosshairs, and then you guarantee the dub. Any questions from you, Slugzie?
Not really.
That's very
awesome.
Well, I don't have any other questions because that game was relatively straightforward, and we break down what I think was necessary going forward into amateur. What do you expect from Gang?
From Gang.
I expect them to do very well, Chris.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just switched on. I needed to say that I'm proud of you and the boys.
That's a bit fucking.
I think everyone did really well.
Oh.
Right, okay, yep, that's pretty cool. Alright, so before I was rudely interrupted, right? I think for us, considering we have like no prac,
Yeah.
we weren't really able, I didn't even they played a game without me yesterday, because I had obs. So I think I don't know. At that game, like I don't want to think about that game because I feel like that one was a bit of a write-off. I think this is a bit more realistic of like what happened here. So I can like that team that they was yesterday wasn't like that amazing, but these guys are like a lot. I'd say, I mean, just from like a score basis, like they obviously look like a better team. So
Yeah.
I'm quite happy that we got a nice little winner with them. But I think that just shows that we don't want to be complacent because we're not happy with dropping 7 rounds when we don't think it should have been 7 rounds dropped.
Yeah.
Just from the way we see it, I think for us as well as like it's hard, especially for me because I've never IGL'd really or been in a team before. Like, granted, the other 4 guys they've all been in like they went on like a really good like tear early on like into the game, so they have a lot of experience with each other. So I have to come in. I need to like learn how they all play. I need to like understand what positions they want to be in. I need to understand how I want to play. I think towards the end you can kind of see how I want to play. I got into some like really nice spots and just kind of won some rounds single-handedly. I was quite happy with that. I didn't really try to force myself into doing that originally just because I didn't know how these guys played. So I think as soon as we really we just switch on and we just identify how our opponent's playing, we can kind of play into that because they, especially on our CT side, they started making like a bunch of mistakes. They started doing just some like I don't want to be toxic, but they were just doing things that were like really questionable. So I just told the guys, alright guys, let's just chill, like let's just wait for them to like mess up, basically. Like, and then they just basically made mistakes every single time, and that's why, like when you said that we kind of got a little bit more patient towards the end, like that's why, because we were just able, like they weren't doing anything, so we didn't have to do anything, like we didn't have to force ourselves in rounds. So yeah, but I think for us expectations, I think we can make playoffs really easily in LPLA. I don't think that's like that much of a challenge. Like I don't think it's too big of an ask. I think it's just very realistic. I think for us, like winning LPLA is fun. That's probably like what we want to do, but granted we need to put in like a lot more work because we haven't really done anything. But yeah, so luckily we're in lockdown a bit more, so next week that means we can put in a bit more effort in the scrims and do a couple more officials. Also, Mundy's moving house, so he's gonna get better internet. So the second he actually gets stable internet, like I'm just saying it's over.
Perfect, because as you're Julius, having good internet and in general, it helps a lot. Well, cool, man. Crash, thank you very much for coming on, and best of luck going forward into the bracket. Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, Slugzie, there you heard it. The man gave us a very detailed breakdown of what happened towards the end of that game, and it's good at least that he's very aware and he was practical isn't the word, but critical of both teams. He wasn't happy about dropping that many rounds, and at the same time, the other team, they made a few mistakes, and they capitalized off of it. So overall, nice and easy, done and dusted, the best of 1 for tonight. Any closing words from you, Slugzie? Any shout-outs? Anything you want to mention?
Not too much, really. I expected the big whole psychoanalysis from an observer and an IGL, but yeah, no, it was really fun doing that again with a little bit more confidence this time. I'm still not very used to casting. It is a little bit scary and I got a little bit of stage fright, but thank you for having me on, Dig.
No worries, because you did a lot better than the last time. At least, I don't know, 10 times more words, to say the very least. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Digitalcasts. That's my handle. And that's Slugzie, of course, our special guest for tonight. Give her a follow on Twitter. That's where she usually posts most of her content. And, of course, me, you know where I am. You know what I do. So, guys, see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you.